Good morning. Day off for me yesterday, but how did you do yourselves? Randers and Nordland got going, I think, second half. So that could have been a lay the draw. You've got a reputation in the Danish Super League for goals. And don't forget, something new, the expected goals. If you add them up at half time between one team and the other, and if it comes to a decent amount, you could lay that draw second half at 0-0. That certainly was the case yesterday. Indeed, Nordland were the better side stats-wise. Just goes to show if you lay the draw, it's a neutral play. Vukovar and Rijeka, big surprise. Rijeka were leading 1-2 in this match. The play here, from a value perspective, would have been to lay Vukovar late on. Millwall and Watford, it was always going to be one of those, wasn't it? It's a local derby. Millwall need a win. They'll take that 1-0. No real trading angle there. Premier League 2, both teams to score. Goals, 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 goals. If you haven't got the hint yet, you do tend to see goals in the Premier League 2 and the Professional Development League. All bar 1 over 2.5 goals, and all dependent on the timing of the goals here, whether it was an over 2.5 goal trade or not. Well, 13th minute goal, so if you got stuck in at the off, it's probably not a good idea because it's very, very short odds, about 1.3. So it's one of those you ideally have to delay, 1.42, 1.34. So you are going to expect goals before half-time, and you would have been out by half-time if you started at the off. Is 1.32 short? I am recording these results. So I hope some way down the line we will have an over 2.5 goal strategy and we'll be able to pick our matches. By we, I mean members, of course. So here's the Football Testing Lab. I've got all of this recorded. This is 2.5 goals at 1.6 and lower. So I'm sure that would have been a candidate yesterday. Marseille, Sporting Lisbon and Galatasaray. So what I would do is I record goals in the first half and the second half. I record the goal times because it's important for trading. You need to know the timing of the first goal. For example, I've got a 20-minute column here. There has been a lot of plays where you wait 20 minutes and the goals have still arrived. Really interesting stuff. First half goals, over 2.5 goals. I've got them recorded here as well. And first half goals over 1.5 goals in case there's a strategy there. And I think the strategy could be no, couldn't it? First half goals over 1.5, no. And that's contrary to a short priced favourite. A short price over 2.5 goals. So this is why the more data you can record, the more patterns you can see, and then we can have a bet and go form of trading. You can have a rules-based form of trading rather than being reactive. So if this proves itself to be profitable, you could be in and out of yesterday 3 matches. That's your only workload yesterday. All of those playing at home, 2 of them very, very short price favs. So that's something we'll look on. I'm keen to get some bet and go strategies for members at some point. I'm not recording the odds though. I'm just looking for patterns at the moment. We can start recording the odds once we get at that angle in, which could be laying over 1.5 goals, particularly if 1 goal has been scored. 25th minute, then lay it. Might get away with it. 3rd minute goal there, lay it. You're going to get short odds. And when they come in, boy, will they come in. And if you're laying, probably to a fixed liability, given it you're going to be laying at short odds. But that's something to think about. Let's just catch up with the rest of yesterday. So we move down to the Irish Premier Division. Shamrock Rovers getting the banker for me yesterday would have been St Patrick's against Cork City. and indeed it proved the case. Not really a trading match unless you want to back St. Pat's before the off. We've seen a lot of these. You'll see them today. A lot of them scoring first, 1.3 and lower at home. It is disappointing because I don't have an angle in for that. Could be that you can back them at 1.3 and then cash out if they score first. Trade if they concede first. Don't know what you're going to do about 0-0 though. You could cover the 0-0 by laying over 0.5 goals. Napoli and Pisa. Very exciting match. And if you were following in-play stats here, you would have noted, I think, the reaction from Pisa at the 1-0. You could have even laid Napoli there because Pisa absolutely, thoroughly deserved that equaliser. Really good stuff from them. This is post-Champions League hangover, I think, for Napoli still. And it's a gentle reminder to you that these newly promoted sides can produce some surprise results or can be more competitive than a 9-1 quote would suggest. If you're looking for over 2.5 goals again with the Professional Development League, Premier League 2 and the Eerste Divisie. So if we can formulate ourselves a rule-based entry and exit 2.5 goal strategy, those are the leagues to do it in, along with the Bundesliga, I would suggest. Sporting Lisbon, easy as you like yesterday. That's what you expect. 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. And in the Allsvenskan yesterday, again, if you're looking purely at in-play stats rather than the pre-match market, you would have been solidly with Halmstad yesterday. So that's something to think about. When you don't have a rock-solid home favourite, you naturally default to the in-play stats, and that's where you'll find your results here. Galatasaray Konyaspor, as I say, exactly in tune with the market here. 3-0, 3-1, any other home score. And this is what I'm saying about these teams scoring first. I don't know where the value is. It'd be a bit reckless backing at 1.17 and then cashing out if they score the first goal. It's a form of scalping, I suppose. And looking on to today, and I have done some research, at least in AI speak. I can do it here for us. Ghent and Anderlecht. I'm getting excited with this one because I've managed to tell AI to ensure that it double checks all information is up to date using Google Web Search. And that seems to have solved the problem of Jurgen Klopp being the manager of Liverpool at the weekend. And Sean Dyche was apparently Everton's manager last weekend, which did surprise me a little. So I thought David Moyes did deserve to be told about that. So AI does have the odd crick, but the previews it's making are aligned to my thinking. So I'm finding them very interesting, and I'm giving them free. Free for members. You'll get 1 or 2 yourselves in the blog today. And it affords me the luxury of being able to look at other matches as well. But it's largely a cup day today in Europe, and that means in-play stats, so you don't play at all. Obi Odense, very strong favs. EFL Cup, any familiar names? Well, we've got some Premier League sides, and my idea is that these Premier League sides flatter to deceive in this competition. Their main goal, their main purpose is to get the bleep out of it as early as possible. You don't want to be playing this Mickey Mouse competition. You've already seen Man United conveniently lose an early round against Grimsby. Well, that was convenient. So watch out for the starred teams today. I've done some research on some of these. You saw yesterday the relationship between short odds and 3-0 or 3-1 or any other home score. So watch out for that with Liverpool today, with Chelsea today, Fulham and Brighton. The gap between Premier League and the rest is so marked. I think this is probably the most readable one, the Lincoln-Chelsea match. Chelsea can afford to put out an extremely strong 11 and not touch the Premier League 11. So I think Lincoln are up against it. Liverpool and Saints Well, it all depends on who Liverpool puts out. We will see. EFL Trophy, I would suggest that's a 2.5 goal, along with the Professional Development League and Premier League Cup. Try out for yourself. Do you have any ideas? Do you wait 20 minutes to get better odds? Do you back over 2.5 goals at the off at their short odds of 1.3, cash out immediately at a single goal? Do you wait for the second half at 0-0 or 1-0 and then get involved in the 1.5 goal market? It's plenty to think about. I really do need to get a strategy working. I've downloaded some 2.5 goal books to read, so hopefully we'll get an idea. Some talk about, what's the word, drip backing in small increments as the odds go up. Finnish House League, I'm not going to be researching it. Split into the Championship group and the relegation group. So the Championship group, you're going to get all 6 are pretty decent teams, aren't they? So it's going to be competitive. But Ilves been a standout this season. Get my attention at 4 o'clock. French Ligue 2. Saint-Etienne playing Reims at the weekend. Very competitive fixture, that one. I think they pulled off the win there. Clermont, another newly relegated side as well. Estactois have been worth following. I'm getting to know some of these teams, but as ever, this evening, it will be the odds-on favourites who get primary attention. These kind of matches, you have to default to in-play stats. 2.4 the favourite, 2.6 the favourite. The market's giving you clues. They haven't got a clue. That's the clue. We haven't got a clue. So take the hint and revert to in-play stats. So if you see strong leaning towards one of these sides with in-play stats, take the hint because the market's not giving you any ideas. Coppa Italia, any familiar names today? Yes, there's all sorts of fun in the Coppa Italia with a lot of Serie A sides. Again, some of them will not take this competition seriously. Dutch Cup as well. So it's a very much an in-play stats-led day today. Kozakan boys are playing, for all of you Kozakan boys fans. And those fans of Jim Rosendahl, the sports presenter, you'll be following Rosendahl later on. All of the lower tier stuff, it's going to lack liquidity. It's not going to be tradable. Benfica against Rio Ave. Benfica post-Champions League woes against Karabag will be playing on their mind. Must get a win today with Sporting Lisbon winning comfortably. And it's yet another one of these short odds where you're going to be expecting a 3-0, a 3-1, any other home score. So while I've been talking, AI's had a look at Ghent and Anderlecht. So let's have a quick look here. Ghent, no win yet. Anderlecht, a couple of wins. Now, this is the kind of stuff I'm going to have to clear up with AI. Does it go from left to right or right to left? I'm not too sure. I'm assuming it's left to right, past the future. So let's have a look. Tactical matchings. I'm not sure about that. Attacking wingbacks, Hazard, Angelou. 3-5-2. Okay, so it's all about the crosses today. Predicted match timeline, I'm not too sure about that as well. It's just a bit of fun, but it's not to be taken seriously as a trader. Unless they're using the goal times table. I'll have to ask AI to use that. The expected goals analysis shows 2 teams who do concede, but it looks as if the home side are aiming for 2 goals while conceding 1. Contrast that with Arsenal's 0.58 expected goals conceded. So we do have a goal threat from both of these 2 teams. So that's the XG, which is a great tool. Keynotes as well will tell you if there's upcoming European fixtures. We'll tell you about injuries, etc. So as you can see, I'm very, very impressed with this AI. It's put together all the information I need as a trader to make any decisions pre-match. Anderlecht, strong head-to-head record, so we've got that covered. Conceding an average of 1.5 goals per game across 4 home matches while scoring 2. So that's a good recipe, isn't it? Ghent, strong away record, averaging 2 goals scored and only 1 conceded. So competitive fixture, this one. Dundee United, Aberdeen, Falkirk and Hibs. I think I had a look at those yesterday as well. There's Falkirk and Hibs, so we'll have a look at that one. The SPL has been a tradable league. It's just choosing the right battle. We've got Falkirk with 2 Ks here. That's my mistake. So they've got both teams to score yes today. Falkirk, and their reasoning I like as well, because if you are taken by the argument, then that can enter your template for your trading. Over 2.5 goals naturally follows both teams to score, doesn't it? And half-time, full-time result, draw and Hibs. So watch out if it's a draw at half-time. Asian handicap, Hibs -5. So given Hibs or given Falkirk a goal start. So it's firmly with Hibs today, I think. Strong home scoring record though, averaging 1.5 goals scored per game. Hibs inconsistent at sea with a mix of draws, losses and a single win. So I note it hasn't provided, yes it has, yeah. So it's gone for neutral angles, so that might be telling. Over 2.5 goal and both teams to score. Aberdeen are in woeful form at the moment. The Dons, Dundee United are scoring for fun as well. Did I do this match? Let's have a look. So I'll be getting out a lot more of these reports because I think they are well worth your reading. I won't be including any yoga for you. That's for an app I'm creating. So that's it. I've got a few more of these I will be passing on to members, the full reports for some of the Premier League sides in the EFL Cups. The lower tiers in Scotland are going to be untradeable, but I will be following St Johnstone, newly relegated and looking like dominating the Championship. Well worth following today. And of course, the La Liga. So let's have a quick look through that. I've done the full reports as well as my basic report. So I hope members will enjoy the full report. Atletico Bilbao, this for me is a redemption style match. It's a must win. They're on a 2-match losing run without scoring. The Valencia match was red carded. They didn't deserve to lose 2-0 there. They were absolutely bossing Valencia from start to finish. Valencia very, very lucky to get that red card. So for me, thoroughly with Atletico Bilbao. It will be a surprise for me if they don't record the win at 6 o'clock today. Espanyol against Valencia. Espanyol in excellent home winning form, and you can't discount consecutive home wins. That kind of form, you can work off the momentum. Sole loss against Real Madrid, so no great shakes there. 2 consecutive away defeats without scoring for Valencia. Might be a bit wobbly on the road and wouldn't have scored against Bilbao in that win were it not for the red card. Simple as that. So there may be a scoring issue for Valencia. I'd be favouring Espanyol, but do note 2.25 is not a rock solid favourite. Levante and Real Madrid. This has a derby style element to it, so just be careful. Levante, Barcelona based, Catalonia based. They already have a 2-3 and a 2-2 at home, so they're very, very competitive at home. We could see both teams to score. Real Madrid goals before half time as well in this run of 4 consecutive matches with goals before half-time. Scoring 2 goals as well in each of the last 4, Real Madrid. I could see them scoring 2 today, but I could see Levante getting on the score sheet. Sevilla and Villarreal. This for me is a bit like Marseille, Paris Saint-Germain, which I hope you played yesterday with insurance, because if you did, you'd have been rewarded with a break-even. Tight tussle with a 1-0 Marseille win. Atmosphere absolutely electric, as you'd expect at Marseille home matches. But let's get back to this. This is, for me, I mentioned Marseille PSV. This is going to be like it. A bit too tight to call. Unbeaten in 3, Sevilla. 2 away wins. Both teams are scoring in the home matches. Not the greatest form on the planet either against Getafe and Elche. So a bit wobbly there. But only 1 loss away against Atletico Madrid for Villarreal, who started the season very well. But they've only scored 1-0 away. So I'm not too sure on that one. I will be seeing members probably from 6 o'clock today on Telegram. Cup day today means that it's a very strong in-play stats base for the Cup. The La Liga looks competitive, looks readable as well. And we're going to have a little dip into the Premier League sides in the EFL Cup. Do they turn up or not? Chelsea would be the outstanding one there. They can field an extremely strong first 11 without worrying the Premier League first 11. Have a great day, and I'll see members from 6 o'clock onwards.